Hello guys, so welcome to the Cypress series. Now in this entire framework we're going to use this website which is demoq.com. It has got all the most, I would say, all the difficult elements that are possible in a web page. Right, so we're going to automate all of these, and by the time we are done automating all these elements, right, I'm pretty certain that you will be covering around almost 95% of your automation basic methods. Okay, and on Cypress installation, let's just see. So we need to have a knowledge of JavaScript, definitely guys. So that's an add-on. So though you don't need in-depth knowledge of JavaScript, but you must know basics of JavaScript. And I've also made JavaScript tutorials which are targeted towards more towards Cypress series. If you refer that, I have explained the JavaScript in with very simple examples. Okay. And on system prerequisites, you can just give it a read. So we have Mac OS 10.9 and above, and Linux and Ubuntu for 12.04 and above, and Windows 7 and above. Okay. So we're going to make some installations like Node.js 12 and Visual Code Studio. Node.js, you just need to type in here download node.js. Okay. So you will be navigated to this website. So all you have to do is just click on this window installer, and then you can just install it. And depending on your Windows with version, also with what bits window you are using. So even if you just click on that, it will just recommend it will download the recommended version for your Windows. After that, you just have to download VS Code. Just type your download VS Code for Windows. Okay, and that's the official website. So even this is pretty simple, guys. So just download it and just install it, and you don't need to, you know, do any special thing. It will just install the Visual Studio Code in there in your system. So next is, once you have it, we will just create a folder in C drive. So I have created a folder Cypress, and over here you just have to open the PowerShell window. So guys, over here you have to do npm init. Right? So npm init is basically when you initialize your project for the first time, it will create a package.json file. So we will cover it in a moment. But before that, to check your installation, you can just fire npm version. So it will give you the version of the npm. So it will also verify whether it has installed. So I'm using 6.14.10 at the moment. And you can also check your node.js version, right, which is version 14.15, which is above version 12. Okay. So now in here, let's fire npm init first. Okay, so you have to just now, go with the package name. So let's just name it as com.test. Okay, version leave as it is. Description, you can add something. Entry point will be index.js. It is like your main method in Java. Test command, we will leave it for now because we will build it as we progress through the framework building. And Git repository, I don't have it at the moment, so we will integrate it with the Git after building the skeleton of the framework. Right, and then probably it will be and complete Git repository integration as well. Keywords, just leave it empty, and author, you can just enter your name. So you can enter any author over here, and license, you can leave it as, and then it will ask for the confirmation. Just say yes, that I am fine with it, and that is how it has created a package.json file for us. So even if you go over here, this is the package.json file it has created. Okay, the next thing that we have to do over here is install Cypress. For that, you have the command npm install Cypress /save dev. Okay, so npm install Cypress /save dev. So one thing to note over here, guys, /save dev dev is really important. What it will do is it will actually, whatever dependencies you will download, right, going forward, because this is the first thing that we are doing is we are just installing Cypress. Going forward, we'll add a lot of dependencies like Mocha reports, Cypress XPath, right, etc. etc. So all those dependencies will be saved in your package.json file. What it will actually help in is like when you check in this file to source code management, right? So whoever downloads this package.json file, they will have the same version of dependencies. Okay. So just click on enter, and it should be installed in your system, the latest version of Cypress. Alright guys, so it has installed Cypress 7.5.0 version. If you will just look at your package.json file, it will be updated with that version now. So this is my dev dependency. So that is what savdev has done. It has saved the dependencies in my package.json file. Okay, so you also have a file which is packagelock.json. So guys, packagelock.json will contain the dependencies in very detailed. So if you see, right, just have a look at this file. So these are certain dependencies that it has, and versions, and right, for those dependencies. So you also have this node underscore modules folder. So packagelock.json will have the details of all the additional dependencies. For example, in node underscore modules, I have lots of packages with me, right? So in a way, you have to check both these files into source code management. And as soon as somebody else will download these dependencies, or they will just install it, right, they will get the same version of both the main dependencies and even the sub dependencies that are there. Okay, now yeah, so that is it, guys. That is the installation of Cypress. But before we wrap up the session, I just want to cover like what are the features of Cypress. Cypress has some of the very important features available, like, which is time travel being the most important of it. So we will cover it practically in the upcoming videos. We have debuggability. We will cover that. Automatic waiting means Cypress has some automatic waits, right? We do not need to. We never need. We don't use like wait for element to be present or wait for element to exist. It has some automatic waiting, and we have some spice stubs and clocks, which we will be covering when we are designing the actual framework. So we'll be using stubs a lot. Okay, especially when we're handling windows and when you're working with alerts. So in actual end-to-end framework, I'll be covering these stubs and spice. And it has some network traffic control, some consistent results. So these are some of the features. It will take screenshots and videos and cross browser testing, right? So which we will cover in the upcoming videos. Guys, as we move forward, please do watch all the videos because videos are linked, right, to one another in some way or the other. I'm also going to cover the core concepts in a separate, in separate videos, and the actual framework building, right, from beginning to end in a separate videos. Okay, so probably I'll be creating a separate playlist for that. Thank you guys. Do like and subscribe, and see you in the next video.